go get him again.
Welcome back to the OZONIC channel. I'm your host Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Kenzo. Absolutely love the brand of Kenzo. Very underrated designer brand. Kind of like Issey Miyake, if you're going like at a duty free or something. They're bottom shelves brands. And that's kind of disrespectful because both these brands are, and just pinpointing Kenzo here. Kenzo is actually a really good brand in the designer game, for men at least. For women, of course, they got their Flower series, which is definitely not on the bottom shelf. It's a top seller across the world. But this one called Kenzo Homme Marine. So an eau de toilette. This is a tester box, actually. Usually I throw those away and I just have the bottle for you, but you're going to see me unbox it. Kenzo, owned by LVMH. I don't think I knew that. 110 mils, this bottle. So 3.7 fluid ounces. That is rather unique. A lot of brands get away from the 120s, which were pretty prevalent in the 90s, early 2000s. 125s also at the same time. But everybody's going to the standard 150 if they can. To save some money, of course. Everything's started to shrinkflation, right? So Kenzo Homme's a great line. This is in the new bamboo bottles, because I have the what is it, the Katana sword bottles, the old school stuff. So this is going to be, I think this is my first one. Yeah, this is my first real bamboo bottle. So we'll see. This is a part of the Fragflex return haul as well. Now, before we get into anything, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash the subscribe and hit the like. No, it's hit the subscribe, smash the like. I don't know. Much appreciated. To my returnees, a little bit of French for all of you. Je t'aime. Much love to all of you that return, and as my subscribers, come check out these videos, these unboxings. I know there's a lot in the trough, but yeah, we're gonna get into some of my stuff hopefully in the new year here and start unboxing my own stuff first of all, and doing more samples and test drives and things like that, maybe lists and stuff. I have a fall list. I don't know if I'm going to publish it now, or we're in the middle of winter now. We'll see. So let's take a look at the note breakdown on this one. Of course, anybody that's clicking this wants to see this thing. So in the note breakdown, we have C notes, Ylang, base, we got sandalwood, musks. Not a crazy note breakdown. They broke the rule. Usually it's 3 notes. They went with 4. This is released in 2023. You know, a fairly new release from Kenzo. This is a nice tester box. They even engraved Kenzo on the cardboard. Like, do you really need to do that for a tester box? I don't think so. So we're gonna put that away. There's no point of putting that right here. So this is my first real bamboo bottle. Plastic cap. Oh, I like I like they put the atomizer the same color. They got the little K for Kenzo here, and they got Kenzo on the plastic cap. No weight to it, it's plastic. So yeah, nice looking bottle. Turquoise is the color, I believe. The nose behind this, Quentin Bisch. That's a bad start, boys. It's a bad, and girls. That's a bad start. Oh no. You know, all these new YouTubers, they look up to some of these perfumiers, the Bisches of the world, and they don't know about some of the best perfumiers in the world. Bisch has a terrible resume. He's starting to be the new Maurice. You know, and I don't mean that as a compliment. Like, it's just doing a lot of work, a lot of quantity. And I hate that stigma of, you know, quantity doesn't mean quality, right? It can. People can work really, really hard. Bisch has this Tonka Vanilla Bomb, which I don't see it in here, so that's good. But he's really, I don't like his style. Very synthetic, very bland. A lot of Bisch's stuff doesn't even tell a story to me, not artistic. It doesn't have to be artistic, but like he does a Lamal elixir, then he does the 1 million flanker, and they both smell alike. And I'm like, which one's which. It's unoriginal, uninspiring. I don't like, every perfume can have its signature, right? A Tonka bomb that has a vanillic background that's just a fog is not a signature to me personally, right? Elena's got his thing, among others. They have their own little quirks, but I don't know, some better than others, I guess. So Quentin Bisch as the pen, hopefully Kenzo's creative direction, which is very, very solid, hopefully saves this. Sorry, but not. Oh, let's look at pricing first because that's new to the channel. I keep forgetting about the pricing. So this one retails, I think in stores are around $100 USD, give or take. I don't think, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of homework, but Kenzo doesn't sell it on their website, at least when I clicked on it, for the 110 mil. So give or take $100 USD, $72 on Fragflex. So a little bit of a cutoff, but usually Kenzo's you can get them for 50, 60. That's a good spot. Like that's the warm and fuzzy spot of Kenzo. Anything higher than that, of course, newer releases will be more expensive. So I'm blabbing a lot. Let's delve into Marin. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay. That's shocking a little bit of an alcohol blast. I haven't had that in a long, long time, just putting it on strip. Okay. This goes into an ozonic opening. Lots of the yellow floral. Holy moly. He's putting the Ylang as the primary. Interesting. Actually quite decent. Ooh, I'm going to be eating my words for Bisch. Oh no. I don't mind. Yeah, it's a Ylang yellow floral idea, tropical theme with an ozonic opening. Let's put it on skin. That excites me a little bit. And I've been kind of smelling a lot of Ylang in the women's aisle when I've been doing this Fragflex mega haul. Tons of Ylang in the women's aisle, tons of it. I think I've smelt my quota this year of Ylang, but I'm sure I have at least another 20, 30 bottles from Fragflex to decant. So we'll see. Yeah. And you get a little bit of the sandalwood as well. Ozonic, yellow floral. Everything in the note breakdown shows up here in early in this fragrance. So, note breakdowns don't tell you everything, but here it's telling you everything. C notes, Ylang, sandalwood, musks, all here. Now you get that Kenzo signature of aquatic, ozonic, musky thing. That is a Kenzo signature. Issey Miyake's got that signature, among others. And then you got a little bit of sandalwood, just a bit, but primary Ylang. That yellow floral, tropical. This brings an ocean-like vibe. Not all aquatics are built the same. Not all aquatics bring out a green and blue theme, ocean side. This does. It's sea breeze like. Like it's not, I'm in the water. I'm kind of walking around. It has that familiar banana Ylang touch. Almost imagery like. I'm thinking, here I go. I went to California. It's been a while. I went there to go see Kobe when he was playing. Rest in peace. I went to go see a Lakers game. Floor seats, baby. Like I spent mega big dollars. I could spit and hit Jack Nicholson right there, right behind the Lakers bench. So I could, walk around. I saw Magic Johnson. Any Laker fan knows what I'm talking about. I went there when who was? It was around when Gasol was there. They were playing the Suns. I wanted to see Steve Nash as well. And I think the Suns just acquired Shaquille O'Neal. I'm trying to remember that day. Anyway, It's making me think that I was seaside LA boardwalk, right? I'm on boardwalk, like on the wood. I'm not actually on the beach, and I'm drinking a banana smoothie territory. It has a little bit of that sweetness. It has a little bit of creaminess. Sea breeze hitting me, right? That's where this is bringing me. Very good imagery. Off the beaten path a little bit, like Kenzo does. Flowers to Bisch, pun intended. He used florals and he did it really well. I gotta give it to him. The initial shock kind of scared me a little bit. I was like, oh. But no, it mellowed down. So if you don't like florals, specifically yellow florals, you may want to stay away, as the Ylang is very prominent. It's your primary. This has its faults, but it's probably the first Bisch designer in a long, long time that I probably smelt this year that is quite decent. You know, there's some perfumiers, they just have limits to them. I feel like Bisch has limits. You know, I wouldn't start a fragrance house with Quentin Bisch unless I want to sell units and I don't want to be interesting. I don't want to tell a story. I just want to piggyback on what's right. And what's the fun in that, right? Yeah, you want to make money. Well, that's someone that's not really in the perfume game to be in the perfume game. It's like a lot of influencers on YouTube right now that are in the perfume game, but they don't even care about this kind of stuff. They don't. A lot of them. So I think Kenzo must have told Bisch, no, don't put that Tonka vanilla garbage that you use on Le Male and 1 million away. We don't want that. Take that Tonka fog and put it in the garbage, okay? It's Kenzo here. LVMH though, but there's somebody in the creative direction that probably said, wouldn't do well in this theme anyway. I really enjoy the Ylang in here. With the salty, musky backbone of the Kenzo DNA. Works really well. You know, it's not a all-star in the fragrance game. It's not like 5 years later, 10 years later, you're going to see me still doing this as an older man, now full white beard, still doing this thing, and this will make a top 10 list. No. You know, I can sense a classic or something that is going to be in my top lists pretty close. It's very well composed. It is going to be a fragrance that I wouldn't mind having a bottle. For 70 bucks, a little high. 50, I'm good. 60, you're pushing it, but I'd probably throw it in a haul. That's what I'm feeling with this particular release. Thin, watery. You can do worse, you can do better. It's really very solid. And I got to give my flowers to Quentin. There you go, buddy. Because I've been dragging you through the mud a little bit. There you go. So a Kenzo that I think is not super unique. It goes with the DNA of the brand. So anybody that's familiar with Kenzo and their aquatic genre, you know, Kenzo Homme, among others, this won't steer you too far away from that original DNA. The Ylang, if you like that, you're going to love it in here. It's well composed. It blends well with the Kenzo DNA, the aquatic touch, the salty touch. It's a little sweet, kind of like a banana, kind of like a smoothie kind of territory. Yeah. And then you got the little wooden boardwalk, the sandalwood, and the beach is kind of like a little far away, right? You're not you're beachside, but you're not on the beach. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours. Oh, that sounds like a Sebastian thing. I'd love to see yours in the comments below. I'm losing my voice, oh no. But yeah, let us know, good, bad, and the ugly, right? You can disagree with me. You'll be like, oh, this is still Bisch garbage. I don't like Kenzo. I don't like Ylang. Those are always good things to see in the comments below, or things that are positive, right? This is a great addition to the Kenzo line, and this is why, blah, blah, blah. I think, you know, if it's 2024, so it's a year now released. The price will continue to go down. And I think the sweet spot for these Kenzos, especially the ones that you like, would be $50, $60. That's my sweet spot for Kenzos. I wouldn't spend more than that personally. Sometimes you'll luck out, especially with the smaller bottles, they'll go into the bargain bin. like 40-30 territory, but I think those days, I might be wrong. I think those days are done. But yeah, a solid one from Kenzo. Usually that's the case. There's not too many big flops out of the brand. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.